In this video, you're going to see how to remove an emblem super safe without scratching the paint. And this is really critical when you're removing emblems that are open. So some emblems are solid, and those are pretty straightforward to take off, but some are open like this, and so it's very, very important not to go nuts with your scraper, but be super precise and follow the tips and tricks you're going to see Reiner show in this video. The two primary tools that are going to be used are a plastic removal tool, and you also want to get a wire. This is actually a plate line tool from Yellow Tools, but you can also use fishing wire, so whatever works, but definitely want to have a wire in this case. The first step is to place masking tape super precise next to the emblem right now. This is obviously to lower the chance of scratching the surface when you're removing the emblem. Just be very precise during this process. So notice you're using extra wide tape, doing horizontals and verticals, and here's a shot of how precise Reiner got right there. So with the masking tape set up right now, he's going to take the plate line and that wire, and notice how he's being super careful as he pulls it through. Definitely don't want to break this emblem, and these can be fragile. So he's pulling low and flat, and basically he's going to go from letter to letter. So he's being very patient right now and making sure that wire goes underneath each letter and doesn't just start kind of pulling through and kind of skipping a letter, because if he does, it might put a little pressure on the emblem and it might snap. So this wire is absolutely critical. Definitely don't want to use a plastic removal tool because that can put too much pressure on the emblems. And then once it's loose now though, he's going to gently kind of pry it up from the side and the back and just be super precise right here. And this is where the masking tape definitely comes into play. So wire first, plastic removal tool second. Now the emblem safely moves away in one piece, really good to go. And then most of the adhesive comes off on it, which is cool, but there's a little bit of adhesive residue left, and this is really where I want you to pay attention. Reiner moves the masking tape, but just, I think it's a good idea just to see if the adhesive can come off just with the masking tape. So Reiner presses it on and pulls it off. It doesn't all come off, but some does, so it's kind of ahead of the curve right now, so why not? And then what Reiner does now is he sprays it with an adhesive remover, and you always want to make sure it, give it some time to set up. And then once it's softening a little bit, really pay attention to how Reiner removes it right now. So he has a microfiber towel, and he just goes from one side to the other, and basically it's just kind of taking off the main kind of adhesive right now, but just doing circular motions, but not pressing super hard, just kind of doing circular motions and getting the main areas off and kind of just getting it down to the base level right now. So that's a good first step. Then he sprays it again, softens it, let it sit right now, and then coming in with a plastic scraper. Definitely want to use this one from Yellow Tools. This is made to not scratch paint, and very important to not use kind of the hard edge right now, just he's using the circular side, and the circular side is much more gentle on the paint. But notice he's being super precise just on where the adhesive is. He's not going to basically scraping from one side of the emblem to the other, using the round side and just really focused scrapes right now. You can see now that the adhesive's off, he's kind of piling it up right there, so so it's really focused, so that when he comes in with a microfiber towel, he can just sop it up. So he's not going to spread the adhesive everywhere. He just in one pull soaks it up and done. So once the adhesive is off now, no scratches on the paint, which is super cool. And that's because he had the right tools in the right sequential order. And the final step in this case is to safely set the emblem aside. This one's going to go back on top of the wrap, and obviously when the wrap comes off in a couple of years, this will go back on over the paint, and it can safely go back over the paint, and there won't be any scratches on the paint because Reiner did the right steps. So having that wire, taking it under the emblem, and then prying it up safely with the masking tape around the outside edge so nothing gets scratched, and then scraping off the adhesive in the right sequential order, it gets that perfect finish on the paint. So now you're going to have a super smooth install, but you're also going to have a super smooth reinstall of the emblem in a couple years. Hope this helps you wrap better and faster. Thanks for watching. Justin Pate.